Nom. Don't come back! Don't come back! Don't come back! It's a neighborhood corner where we're at.
We were riding down this block and these white people start saying, get out of here, niggas. You know, get out of my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood. Then they start hitting on her.
Throwing rocks and everything else.
Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood.
We went on a bike hike to McDonald's. We didn't mean to bother anybody.
We had a nice
parade.
parade.
We saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. I mean, we didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me, but this little boy, short boy about my size.
We left him unattended.
A little short and picked up a rock, and he was in the front of all these tall honkies. But he threw the rock. He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I was sure wish he had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face. They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? Every time the white people come down the block, we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them. We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Yeah. Everybody was upset. They said we're nothing, you know, they were a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong.
I hate their goddamn guts.
I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids' fault. I mean, I'm sure their parents had some bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just the system. I don't know. I can't say that I hate them because I don't hate anybody.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt. But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always spit back on them. Ain't nothing gonna change.
So in this video here, you see this guy at the bottom. He's a ex-GMS member who fell out. So just an advisory to you sincere brother and sister out there, I would not follow this guy. But using this video for edification's sake, you know, yeah, we're just using this clip as edification.
All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten son Yahushai to deliver us from this captivity. To you, Asher Shalom. This video is going to be entitled "Never Trust Thine Enemy," and it's based off of the clip. Lord willing, it will be in the post-production, but you know, it's a clip of Jake. I believe it was let me make sure. 1978. 1978. And you had this was around a time where, you know, segregation, things like that were starting to become obsolete. You know, you had black families intermingling with the white families and entering into those different neighborhoods, and you know, Esau didn't like that. You know, they hated that, and this video just shows you how much hatred Esau had for Jake. It shows you how much hatred that they have for you in general, just because they don't openly and outrightly cuss you out to your face and call you, you know, Negroes and, you know, blacks and whatever. well, they really call you black. Shut up, you're just black, right? That's their safe word. You see? That's why we always tell you, Jake, you're not fucking black. That's their safe word. They use that word as a derogatory byword because you don't know who you are, right? Negroes, blacks, etc. The hard R, you know, in with the hard R. Those are all bywords. So this video is never trust thine enemy, because these Edomites, this was only, if you do the math, right, 1978, that would be about 22 years plus 25, so that's about 47 years. That's somebody was alive. These children are still alive to this day, and they experienced those tragic things that you know you've seen in this video. The little girl, she said, you know, he threw a rock at my sister and it flew past me, you know, and if it would have hit me, I would have picked it up and I would have, you know, because Jake, they had a certain link, you know, they nowadays, man, niggas talk like niggas, but you can tell that they had education, so to speak. They had some type of intelligence, you know. This hip-hop culture, rap culture, all these different things that Esau has set up has dumbed you Negroes down so fucking badly that even when you express yourself on live TV, you sound like a fucking idiot, man. But these young children were articulate, you know. They had pronunciation within their words. So it just goes to show you that it wasn't a matter of, oh, we don't, because you're three-fifths of a man or woman or whatever the case may be. It was because ultimately Esau has had that perpetual hatred from the very beginning, from the book of Genesis. So before I get that, I want to start in Sirach, 12th chapter, because, you know, hey, they still have that hatred in there, man. They don't care about you, Jakes. They'll lie. The scriptures say his children shall seek to please the poor. But that doesn't mean that they care about you. That doesn't mean that they love you. You know? This is Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You see? So when you get an iron weapon and it begins to rust, what happens? You try to wipe that rust off, you wipe it off, try to wipe it off, it comes right back. That's like it's similar or a metaphor to the wickedness of these Edomites, man, because they are our main enemy. They are our main enemy. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. So when it says he goes crouching and humbleth himself, that's, you know, when Esau comes up, he gives you that fake little smirk. You know, oh, you know, hey, no, I love black people. I have black friends, right? He's crouching, he's humbling himself in your sight, but in deep down, in actuality, he fucking hates your guts, man. Though his words were smoother than butter, I'm gonna get that later. War was in his heart. It says, thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Yo, if you ever hopped in a hot shower, you close the doors, you let all that hot steam out, it fogs up the mirror. And what happens is, you can wipe it and wipe it and wipe it. You'll be able to see for a while. However, after so many wipes, that mist or that fog is going to come back up again. See? It says, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So that wickedness is still there. You know, no matter how well, Esau hides in your co-workers at your job, these Edomites on these different TV shows. And this slips out sometimes. They try to cover, you know. That's just their wickedness, man. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. You see? So you got to remember these words, man. Never trust your enemy. You know, these are the people who have had us in captivity for the last 500+ years, man. Right? We're still in his hand. We're still under the clutches of these Edomites. We have yet to break the yoke from off our necks. However, this truth, this gospel, the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has broke the yoke from off of our minds. So we are no longer entangled within this society and the system. We operate through it. You know, we pay our bills to go to work. You know, we are law-abiding citizens. However, when it comes to the forwarding of this country, we're not to forward America. We are for America's downfall. Babylon the Great. Right? So let's go ahead and grab these scriptures, and then we'll wrap it up. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will pursue thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see? So, ultimately, you know, because of how Esau has continued his hatred and his bloodshed to the children of Israel, the Lord is going to shed his blood. All right? Their blood is going to be shed. And, you know, the scriptures talk about without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. So, that's what's going to have to happen. You know, Revelation, I have a precept in here. Revelation talks about give unto her double. But this is Revelation 17:6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, which martyr means witness. You know, people use that word, oh, you know, you're going to be a martyr. Doesn't mean to die. It means to be a witness. It says of Yahushua, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Why? Because, you know, he actually saw a physical woman, you know, a very beautiful woman. So, she was drunken with the blood of the saints. What does that mean? I mean, she was killing them, right? Killing the prophets, killing the Israelites, etc. All right, let me hit this part real quick. Let's do this. All right. Yep. So let's grab the next one. Let's grab this. Amos 1 and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. You see that? He kept his wrath forever. So Esau, he's going to always have that anger, that wrath, that hatred towards you Israelites. You see? Why? Because it ultimately goes back to the birthright, man. It ultimately goes back to the birthright. Genesis 27 and verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see that? So Esau, Edom, ultimately Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for some lentils, you know. And after he sold his birthright, you know, Jacob, through the assistance of his mother Rebecca, she ultimately made the lamb taste like venison. Jacob went in. You could read the whole account. Just read up. Jacob ultimately went in and got the blessing. And when Esau knew, he found out, he's like, man, fuck. He got all these different things, wine. It's the same with corn. Basically I'm gonna be a servant unto him. He was pissed. He was pissed. You know? So Psalms 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And right now in this video, you can see that their tongue was swords. It wasn't talking soft, and now they're doing that now. Oh, I don't hate black people. I love black. I got black friends. Oh no, yeah, you're my buddy. You got your handshake, you dap them up, right? But in actuality, especially with these fucking elites, these people, you got Bill Gates and all these other guys. They talk that talk like as if they're really there to help society flourish. But in actuality, they're just fucking devils, man. They're all fucking devils. They're all our enemies. The Heavenly Father said that all thine enemies shall go into captivity, every one of them. This is Psalms 83:2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. When you read the list of nations, verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom is the fucking first one, man. You see? And then you read down, it gives you the list of all the different nations who are consulted against Israel. So Esau being the head of the heathen, right? You got to understand that that's his main focus. Keeping us separated, divide and conquer, and keeping us in a lower state so we can't rise up against him. And that's not the time that we're living in anyway. The time to rise up and go up at arms, it's not now, man. Right now we're preaching the word as it is written, through the foolishness of preaching. Right? It pleased the Most High to save them that believe. I'm paraphrasing. So that's our mission. That's our job. To teach this word, eat the whole roll, gather faith, and wait patiently upon Yahweh to send Yahweh Shai to deliver us, to change us. And then we will become weapons of thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. But Jake is too focused on integrating within this society and this system that they can't even look forward enough to see that this place is crumbling, and that there is a kingdom to come afterwards, which is the kingdom of Yasharallah, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. So I'm in it there. I pray this was edifying and faith boosting. I want to give all praises again to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachawadash. Shalom.